What a great audience with us tonight. Nice and quiet. We're about ready to get started. At this time, if I could ask for everyone to please rise for the singing of our national anthem, performed by the Liberty High School Chamber Choir under the direction of Miss Rika Harith. They will be joining us here in front of the stage. Immediately following, they will also sing one other selection of music titled Without a Song, arrangement by Kirby Shaw.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare of bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of
The other song we are going to be presenting for you, as Dallas said, is Without a Song. And I just wanted you to know that as a teacher and as a parent, I feel very strongly that even though some of you are not music teachers, although Ms. Minnie is a music teacher, we feel very strongly that you have left a very special song in the hearts of all of your students. They may not have always had the words or the means to tell you thank you, but they will carry you with them for the rest of their lives. And these beautiful people that you see in front of you were made possible by your efforts and your love. So thank you and congratulations on a wonderful career in the teaching field. This is Without a Song.
Without a song, the day would
Rosalind Rivera. We're very proud of all of our kids, and they are two of our seniors that are also present. So thank you again for having us.
It's always a great way to start our retirement reception each and every year, and it has now become a tradition to have Rika's Liberty High School Chamber Choir get our evening underway. I have a few remarks I will share with you in just a moment, but with some of our special student performers and staff that joined us tonight, I just wanted to take a few moments to give some special thanks for making this evening's program possible. Some great music as you entered tonight from the Liberty High School Small Orchestra Ensemble under the direction of Dr. Mary Lou Jones. If you could just please hold your applause, and I will read about 6 or 7 different groups that made tonight possible. I mentioned the Liberty High School Chamber Choir under the direction of Dr. Rika Harith. The Retirement Reception Committee, and what a group this has become, led by South Valley Middle School Principal Jill Mullen. She's there in the back. It is a well-oiled machine year in and year out. Those committee members include Emily Presser, Greg Meese, Julie Moore, Carrie Gabriel, and Lynn Martin. I mentioned Dr. Mullen. Would like to thank her and her team here at South Valley Middle School for hosting this event. Her assistant principal, Melissa Norris, is also in the back. Want to thank Channel 18 for being here. If you miss this or can't get enough of this reception here tonight, you can watch it on Channel 18 or on our district YouTube channel. And that should do it. So let's give all of these individuals that made tonight possible a hand. And before we go any further, I saw several of you in our audience tonight. If anyone that has retired from Liberty Public Schools or education, please stand right now and be recognized. It is always great to see familiar faces join us at this event, and thank you for your service to education. Well, good evening, and again, welcome to South Valley Middle School's campus for this year's retirement reception. This evening, we publicly recognize 4 individuals that have dedicated their careers to education and have made Liberty Public Schools a better place for our students, staff, parents, and community. The faces you will see join us here in the front, and those set to retire but couldn't be with us this evening, have accumulated hundreds of years of hours of service to education, and hundreds of years, little slip. Hundreds of hours, thousands of hours. And they have truly impacted thousands of young lives in positive ways. As I stand in front of you this evening, I'm very confident that all of the students, colleagues, parents, and community members have extremely mixed emotions. Sad that you are going, while excited for the opportunities that await you. As I was looking over the list of retirees for this year last night, I realized a few things. Number one, this is definitely one of the smallest classes of retiring staff that we have had. Number two, when looking at the 4 individuals that are retiring and that are with us this evening, what a great representation of the staff that do the work each and every day to make our school district one of the premier districts in the state. So often we reference those that make a district tick. We have to have dedicated custodial staff to keep the building clean for our students and all of the other responsibilities. Soon we'll introduce you to Miss Rita Ornowski. We must have great bus drivers to deliver our students to and from school safely. Enter into the picture Mr. Gary Moss here tonight. We need good, solid teachers to educate our students in the classroom each and every day. No better example of that than Miss Linda Yamin. And finally, we need some good, solid leadership to help lead a district of over 11,600 students Here with us this evening, Mr. Mike Brewer. Ladies and gentlemen, I am calling this special group of individuals that have made a huge difference in the lives of our students, the Fab Four. As we get set to introduce our retiring class of 2014, let's give them a big round of applause. At this time, I would like to introduce the president of the Liberty Public Schools Board of Education, Mr. Scott Connor, who will not only provide us with a few remarks this evening, but then introduce our four honorees here in just a few minutes. So here is our Board of Education president, Mr. Scott Connor.
Way too much fanfare for me, but before I begin, I do want to introduce the rest of the Board of Education. I'm one of 7 people who work on behalf of the school district on the school board. Some of them are here and some of them aren't. I don't see David Evans, Vice President David Evans, and then Charlene. Is Charlene here? Charlene Armitage, Kim Marie Graham, Angie Reed. Angie's right back here. Andy Rothman, standing in the back, the nice suit and tie. Looks just like a lawyer, because he is. And Lori Tritz. I don't think she's here today, but couldn't do the work we do without a group of people that are willing to come together and talk about issues and move the district forward without this great group. So thank you all for being here. As I begin, I've said this several times at the retirement ceremony, I'm almost jealous of teachers and that you get to impact so many people positively as you do every day of your lives. You may not hear that from kids, but we've got some brand new teachers here. Ryan Brewer's right up here following in Dad's footsteps, and I hear about him from my kids at the high school. I hear about bus drivers more than as much as I hear about teachers from my kids when they come home. It's a big impact that you have, whether you're a teacher or a support member, on these kids every day. So I know that as a parent, you know that probably as a parent, but you may not feel that every day, so just know that you've spent your careers doing something that's truly important to this group of people, and we thank you for that. So as I call your name, I'm just going to go through your bio real quick, and Linda Yamin, you want to make your way up here? Is Bob here? There he is. Our Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Bob Vogelaar, is here representing administration, is going to help present the Liberty Bells to our retirees. Okay, if I mispronounce something or do something wrong, just tell me, okay? I already have a question in here, but I'll do that when I get there. Linda began her employment with Liberty Public Schools in 1965.
That's right, 85.
Oh, 85, sorry. I was just seeing if she was paying attention, and I guess you guys were too. She has been in education with LPS for 29 years. She was at Liberty Junior High for 3 years. She was split between Ridgeview and Franklin for 3 years, at Manor Hill for 5, at Franklin for 10, and now at Ridgeview, where she's been for 8 years. She was born in Hannibal, Missouri. So I assume that means you know how to paint a picket fence?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. That's what I think of when I think of Hannibal. She considers Liberty her hometown after living here for the past 23 years. She graduated from Oak Park High School, but we hired her anyway, right? Southwest Missouri State with the Bachelor of Science in Music Education K through 12, and the Conservatory of Music at UMKC with her Master's of Music in Choral Conducting. She has a passionate special interest in health, wellness, and nutrition. And after retirement, this is one I have a question about, she plans to continue her talents part-time in teaching yoga, a certified life coach, as a medical intuitive, and as an energy healer.
That's it.
Okay. Does anybody know what that means? No, we have one. Her husband, Jamil, father and mother Robert and Norma Howe are also here today. Would you guys mind standing up and being recognized? This is Linda Yamin. Thank you. Linda has a concert to be at 6 o'clock tonight, so she's bolting early. We didn't want you to think she was just getting up and leaving. See, next on the list is some guy named Mike Brewer. Sounds familiar. You can clap. Go ahead and clap. It was Nancy that started to clap. You know that, right? You know you're living right when an inaugural member of the LHS Hall of Fame is sitting at your table and here to support you. Coach Tim Nixon is here in support of Mike. The last time I was standing here with Mike, he was the superintendent a couple years ago. I was reading some bios. We were taking turns doing this, and I mentioned in my comments that Mike had the ability to take 2 minutes worth of material and turn it into about 20.
I learned that from Tim.
You learned it from Tim. And when I came in tonight, he said, make this quick, I want to go home and mow. So I'm going to stretch this out as long as I possibly can. I'm just going to make him stand there and sweat. Mike Brewer began his employment with Liberty Public Schools in 1988. He has been in education for 26 years and been at Liberty Junior High, Liberty Middle School, Alexander Donovan, Manor Hill, Lillian Schumacher, and in the Administration Center as Executive Director and Assistant Superintendent for Support Services, Executive Director for Elementary Education, and spent 5 years, a very difficult time in this district, and took a lot of arrows for this district and got us on the right path and was the right man at the right time as Superintendent of Schools. Mike was born in Hebron, Nebraska, and unfortunately he's a Nebraska fan, but we try not to hold that against him. And consider... Yeah, there's two of them. There's always one in the crowd. He considers Liberty his hometown. He obtained his Bachelor's of Science in Education from Southwest Missouri State University and attended graduate school at UMKC for his master's degree in educational administration and his educational specialist degree in superintendency. He and Nancy like to bike, camp, read, and spend time with their 4 kids and their grandson, Brennan Michael Brewer. And if you've never heard the name Brennan Michael Brewer, you just have never talked to Mike. Because if you've ever spoken to the man, he will mention that at least twice. He has many special memories and humorous stories from his 26 years at LPS, but mostly thinks about the wonderful friendships that he has developed, which will follow he and Nancy wherever they end up in the future. In July, Mike and Nancy are taking a trip to Italy to celebrate 30 years of marriage. Am I drawing this out long enough? Going fast enough? They're looking forward to spending the remainder of his working years doing the job he loves most and being an elementary principal. And for those of you that don't know, Mike has got a principalship in the Shawnee Mission School District, not too far from where my office is, down in Leawood, Shawnee Mission. I didn't read ahead, that's the next thing. He has accepted a principal in Shawnee Mission beginning with the 2014-15 school year. So congratulations to Mike Brewer. He started to walk in front of me, and I almost was going to make him see if he could walk that tightrope and not fall off the stage, but we wouldn't do that to him. Gary Moss. I'm not kidding. I don't know what it is about our bus drivers, but every year, my kids seem to have a different bus driver, and they come home with stories about their bus drivers. Their bus drivers care as much about them as their teachers do. And my kids love every bus driver that we've ever hired on our particular route. Gary began his employment with Liberty Public Schools in 2002. He's been with LPS for almost 12 years, transporting students at Liberty High School, Liberty North High School, the Early Childhood Center, Kelly Brook, Lewis and Clark, Manor Hill, Liberty Oaks, Shoal Creek, Liberty Middle School, South Valley, and Discovery Middle. Probably would have been easier to name the ones that you
It'd
didn't.
been easier because that didn't go into Schumacher or Franklin.
He was born in Kansas City and considers Liberty his hometown. His alma maters are Paseo High School and MJCKC. His interests are the Masonic bodies, the Scottish Rite, and the Shrine. After retirement, Gary plans to travel and spend time with his children and grandchildren. Congratulations, Gary Moss, you've got family here. And Mike, I failed to do that for you. Would you please introduce the family members that are here with you today?
My wife, Dixie Moss, to the right with my oldest daughter, Jennifer, her youngest son, Nick, and our good friend, Sherry Wilson, and Carly and Mallory, which
Very
I
good.
carried Carly when she was at ECC.
You guys stand up. Stand up and be recognized. Congratulations. And I worked with Dixie Moss a long time ago, didn't we? About 30 years ago, but now I'm telling my age. Last but not least, representing the unsung heroes of our district, our custodians, and I mean that sincerely, Rita Ornowski. You've been at a few schools as well. Three. Yeah. Rita began employment with Liberty Public Schools in 2004 and has been at Franklin Elementary, South Valley Middle School, and is now at Manor Hill. She was born in Orick and considers Liberty her hometown and graduated from Warwick High School. She likes to tend to her flowers and sew. I have some jobs for you if you'd like them when you get done. She'll always remember the surprise retirement party that Manor Hill teachers gave her, the fun Christmas parties, the end-of-year skits she and the teacher put on for the students, and she will always cherish the wedding shower that Manor Hill gave her as well. In retirement, she plans to go camping with the family, spend time with her grandson, and travel with the hubby.
Yep.
That's exactly what it says here, the hubby. Would you like to introduce those who are with you today?
My husband, John, my best friend, Debbie, she's like a sister, and my mom, Mary Warren.
Would you guys stand up and be recognized as well? Thank you. Okay, as we close, Mike, I'm going to go back and introduce Nancy and your good friends, the Nixons and Ryan. And I'm not sure who else is here with you today, but if you would. Oh, now you don't want to be recognized. You're whooping it up with Nebraska, and now she's trying to stay quiet. And now it's time to pay the piper. Okay. All right. Thank you all.
Before we get to our video, I wanted to also recognize the individuals that could not be with us this evening that will be retiring or has retired within the last calendar year. They include Jane Boswell. She's a fax teacher at Liberty North High School. Diana DePris, a sped parrot at Ridgeview Elementary. Ron Drydale, a bus driver from Transportation. Debbie Hampy, Nutrition Services from Ridgeview Elementary. And Bill Rose, custodian from Lewis and Clark Elementary. Let's also give them a big round of applause. I mentioned we have a video. This is something we started last year. We went around and had a chance to allow our retirees an opportunity to share a few words as they prepare to retire. The individuals that were with us today, the Fab Four, they are the ones that you will see in this video. Again, sharing a few thanks, maybe a few memories, and a few wise words. So if we could go ahead and roll that video right now.
I'm Gary Moss. I'm a bus driver in Transportation, and I've been here since August of '02, driving a bus. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the district for allowing me to be here, and especially Mr. Ano Monachino, the Director of Transportation, Miss Laura Preston, the Operations Manager, and Miss Susan Pigg, and the ladies in the dispatch office for all the help and support they have given me through my years. And Miss Kathy Dowdy in Safety Department for all the training that was provided. And to all my friends and colleagues in transportation, I'd like to say thank you very much for being here for me this year. It's been kind of a hard year. And even though I'm retiring at this date, I will not really be leaving the area. So I will see you guys from time to time. Again, thank you very much for your help and your support. Goodbye.
Hi, my name is Linda Yamin, and I'm currently the music teacher at Ridgeview Elementary. I've only been given a couple of minutes, so I'm not going to sing, play the recorder, juggle scars, or show you all the crazy things we do in music. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my time here in Liberty School District and then leave you with a good thought. So I've taught for 31 years, 29 of it in Liberty School District. I started out teaching junior high at the old junior high school. I moved to Franklin and Ridgeview when they were both very small. Then I moved to Manor Hill. I went back to Franklin, and now I'm ending my career at Ridgeview School. I was counting up all the people that I've been in contact with in the last 29 to 30 years, and I came up with, I wrote a few things down. I had 12 principals. I had approximately 4,000 students. I had somewhere around 8,000 parents that I was in contact with. I've had multiple superintendents, I can't keep track anymore. And I've had countless colleagues and friends that I've made over the last 3 decades. So I give a big shout out to the teachers I've worked with, the kids, the parents, and the administrators here in this district. Thank you for a long, long career. Now, since I have 1 more minute left, I'll share with you something the kids have been asking me every day since I told them I was retiring. They keep asking me, what do you think you're going to like best about retirement? And after thinking about, well, I'd like to have a nice long lunch and a calm, peaceful morning with a cup of coffee, and of course, practicing yoga, I thought, well, I think I'm really going to enjoy something else. And what I came up with is I'm going to enjoy the 4 seasons. Now, I don't mean the music by Vivaldi, and I don't mean the 4-star resort. I mean the real 4 seasons: summer, spring, winter, and fall. Because as teachers, all we really enjoy is summer. When fall gets here, we're in a frenzy to start school. In winter, we're just hoping for a lot of snowstorms so we can get snow days. And then in the spring, we're really busy trying to close out the year and hoping, well, actually wishing we didn't have all those snow days. And then summer gets here and we can relax. So my goal in the next few years is to start enjoying all 4 seasons: summer, spring, winter, and fall. Thank you, and all my colleagues and friends, thank you for your support. Goodbye.
Hi, I'm Rita Ernowski. I've been with the district about 9.5 years. I've retired in October. I started off at Franklin Elementary. The teachers are awesome there. They was good friends. That's what I liked about it. We laughed together, and that's fun. Then I moved to night lead at South Valley Middle School, and I had awesome friends there too. All the schools I've worked at has been good. Then I was a head custodian at Manor Hill, and it was a family here. It was fun. We done things together, laughed together. When people had a bad day, we'd laugh. You know, I'd try to cheer them up, and it was good. And it was nice. I miss the people, talking to them every day, because when you do it for 9.5 years, you miss having all the people and the kids around you. And I loved the kids. They was always funny, and they always called me Miss Rita. And it wasn't by my last name, but they always smiled and give me hugs, and that's what I miss.
Hello LPS family, Mike Brewer here for my last video for the district. 26 years goes very quickly, and boy, I have so many memories, too many memories to mention here, but I want to say a couple of special thank yous. I want to thank all the teachers that really modeled for me what it means to love children and take care of children and teach them well. So I'll always owe you for showing me the best ways to take care of kids and students and each other. And Nancy and I want to say a special thank you to the teachers and the administrators who have impacted our 4 children. They are doing very well in life, and a large part of that credit goes to you all. Thank you so much for pouring your lives into our own children's lives and to the lives of thousands of other kids. And lastly, I want to say just thank you to just one particular person here, and it's always dangerous to point out one person, but this person's worthy of being pointed out because he's been my mentor, and he was my first mentor, and that's Tim Nixon, who really modeled for me what it means to love kids unconditionally. And Tim retired a few years ago and is still working with kids, and I'm following his footsteps, as well as Ken Peach's footsteps of just continuing on the journey of taking care of kids. So stay the course, take good care of kids, give it everything you have, and then when we truly do retire for good, we can sit in our rocking chairs and know that we've spent our life well. So thanks again for all you do. We'll miss you. Nancy and I are keeping our house in Liberty, so we'll see you around, but we know that it won't be the same. Thank you very much.
So as we get ready to close here this evening, I tell people when it comes spring, we have so many celebratory events with recognition nights for students and staff. And for some reason, every year that this event rolls around, I kind of have mixed emotions because we're saying bye to whether it's 27 or 28 individuals like last year or 4 to 10 this year. It is tough to say bye to so many people that have done such good things in our district for so many years. And as I told Mike the other day, don't be a stranger, and that goes for everyone. We'd love to see all of you, like we've seen some of our retired staff with us here this evening. So again, before we wrap up, let's give this Fab Four one big round of applause. That concludes our event here this evening. Appreciate you coming out tonight and hope you have a great rest of your evening.